Hello children, welcome back to civics class. In our last video, we were discussing regarding the powers and functions of the speaker, and also we discussed some of the special powers of the Lok Sabha. Okay, so in this video we will be discussing regarding the presiding officers of the Rajya Sabha and the special power of the Rajya Sabha, and we'll move on to the procedures in the parliament. Okay. Who is the presiding officer or the chairman of the Rajya Sabha? It is the Vice President of India, and he acts as a ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. What is ex officio chairman? It means the vice president is already in one position, and normally whoever becomes the vice president will be also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, and the deputy chairman will be elected from among its members of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, the powers and functions of the chairman of the Rajya Sabha are the same of those speaker of the Lok Sabha. Okay, so now we'll move on to the advantages of the Rajya Sabha. We have seen the advantages of the Lok Sabha, okay, in the previous video, and in this video we'll be discussing regarding the advantages of the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so the first advantage is many great scientists, artists, literary persons, scholars and so on who feel shy to contest the election can be accommodated in the Rajya Sabha. How? The president will be nominating them. Okay. Next we'll see the advantages of the Rajya Sabha. Okay. The Rajya Sabha gives opportunities for many great scientists, artists, literary persons, scholars, etc. who feel shy for contesting the elections. Okay, so they can be nominated by the president for the Rajya Sabha, and thereby they can render their service to the nation. The second point is the Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It is one of the important advantage of the Rajya Sabha that even during the emergency, if even the Lok Sabha is dissolved, but the Rajya Sabha will shoulder all the responsibilities of the union legislature. Okay, so the Rajya Sabha will not be dissolved even during the emergencies. Okay, so what is emergency? That we will be discussing in a further upcoming topics. Okay, so we have three emergencies that can be declared. There is a national emergency, state emergency and financial emergencies. Okay, the next one is the Rajya Sabha can declare any of the subjects in the state list to be a subject of national interest. Okay, so subjects of the state list. So we have the central list, state list and concurrent list. Okay, so any of the subjects from the state list can be suggested by the Rajya Sabha to make it for the national interest. Okay, so this can be done only by the Rajya Sabha. And the last point is regarding the Rajya Sabha decides 2/3 majority to set up a new All India services. So these are the advantages of the Rajya Sabha. Next we'll move on to the parliamentary procedures. Okay, so what is parliamentary procedures? These are the formalities which the legislature have to be observed or followed in the course of their functions in the legislature. Some of the most common procedures observed by the Indian Parliament are as follows. The first one that we are going to discuss is regarding the quorum, and it is very important for 1 mark. Okay, so they can ask what is quorum or what is the minimum required quorum for the legislature. Okay, so what is quorum? Quorum means the minimum number of members required to be present in order to enable the house to do its function or to do its business. Okay, so what is quorum? It is the minimum number of members required to be present. Okay, so what is the quorum of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? It is the 1/10 of the total membership of each house. Okay, so 1/10 of the total members of the house should be present in the Lok Sabha. Okay, so in that case, the Lok Sabha needs 55 members, okay, and the Rajya Sabha requires 25 members to conduct its business. Okay. The next one is question hour. The first hour on every working day of the house is reserved for asking questions, and this we call it as a question hour. Okay, so what is question hour? The first hour of every day's session will be reserved for asking questions. Okay, so the speaker can decide to cancel it if required, and the person who wants to ask the question has to give a notice 10 days earlier, okay, in the house by the speaker. You should get the permission to speak out or to ask the questions in the Lok Sabha. 3 types of questions can be asked during the question hour. What are they? The first one is starred questions. What are these starred questions? These are answered orally. Supplementary questions can be asked after getting the reply. Okay, so starred questions are answered orally by the members of the Lok Sabha. 10 days notice needs to be given before asking these questions. Okay, so these questions are indicated by asterisk mark. Asterisk mark. Correct. The next one is unstarred questions. These are answered in written form. Keep in mind, starred questions are answered orally. Unstarred questions has to be answered in written form. No supplementary questions can be asked after getting the reply. Okay. For this also 10 days notice needs to be given before asking the questions. The next one is short notice questions. These questions are asked on urgent and important matters. These questions are asked with a notice shorter than 10 days. Minister is asked whether he can reply to the question at a short notice, and it's up to him to accept or not to accept short questions, okay, in the Lok Sabha or in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, we'll move on to the next procedure, that is casting vote. Okay, what is casting vote? A vote by the speaker is called as a casting vote. So when can a speaker can cast his vote? Remember, we have discussed during the powers and functions of the speaker, isn't it? Yeah. So the speaker can cast his vote only in case of a tie. Okay, so the decisions of the house are taken by a majority vote. Okay, but if there is a tie, the votes for and against happen to be equal. So in these situations, the speaker can use his power to cast his vote to make a decision. So we say it as a casting vote. Okay. So the next one is 0 hour. The time immediately following the question hour, we call it as a 0 hour. It starts at around 12 o'clock noon, and members can raise issues of importance and ask questions. Usually there is a lunch break after 1. The 0 hour therefore doesn't last for more than an hour. Okay, so that's regarding the 0 hour. The next important procedures that has to be followed in the parliament is motion. What is motion? It's a formal proposal made by a member asking the house to take up a matter of public importance. Public importance is termed as motion. Okay, so there are many that has been observed or that has been followed in the parliament procedures. We'll see only the important ones. Okay, so the first one is adjournment motion. Remember the word adjournment? Yes, we have discussed in the powers and functions of the speaker, right? The speaker has the right, or the speaker has the right to adjourn the house, isn't it? So what is adjournment motion? A proposal to keep aside all other business and take up a definite matter of urgent importance, which is called as a adjournment motion. So in the parliament they will be having everyday schedules. Okay, if there is a case of an accident, okay, or there is a natural calamity that had taken part in any part of India, so there is an urgent need to speak over that matter in the house. So they will keep up all the works aside and they will be speaking of, they will be discussing regarding the issue that is taken place in the society to sort out all the issues. We say it as an adjournment motion. The next one is no confidence motion. A proposal initiated by the opposition expressing lack of confidence in the ministry is called as no confidence motion. Okay, so at least 50 members should support the motion. Speaker puts the motion to vote within 10 days. If the motion is passed, then the government has to resign. Okay, so we have seen this no confidence motion in the special powers of the Lok Sabha, isn't it? If the Lok Sabha passes the no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister, okay, so what will happen? The government has to resign. Okay, it has to be dissolved. So this type of no confidence motion was passed in the 12th Lok Sabha, that is in the year 1998. Okay, it had only shortest tenure, just 13 months in the parliamentary history of India. So only 13 months it was there in the power and it was being dissolved by the president and fresh election were announced. Okay, thus the parliament can pass the no confidence motion against the Council of Ministers if they doesn't have a confidence over them in working out. Okay, the last one is motion of removal or impeachment. The term impeachment is used for the removal of the president or the vice president or the speaker or a judge if they violate the constitution. Okay, the parliament can remove or impeach such a dignitary. Okay, so that is impeachment. So we have discussed regarding the important procedures followed in the parliament. Okay, go through the video carefully. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. We'll continue in our next video. Thank you.